Meet me on my other one if you're up here waiting. So I'm going to have to do it on my phone today. Wasn't planning on the phone. It happens. So that's on the phone. What the hell? Now I'm going to have to hold it. Hold it. Hold it.
You can prop it up somewhere.
Yep, I can prop it up. So, but for right now, on YouTube, Jimmy James Garage is live. Hello, hello. Dusty Country Garage. There you are. I saw CCG on here. What's up? What's up? What's up? Good to see you. I'm going to grab some of my stuff to prop it up so I can do it live. Just bear with me. For some reason, it didn't let me do it on the iPad like last time, which I like the iPad because then my phone stays free. And then this, I will just put this on the gimbal. The gimbal, nimble, gimbal. And then we'll have it on the gimbal. And then we'll be able to see it. So that's just how it's going to go today. But what I can do is I can put it on the gimbal. And then I can look at it on the iPad. And then maybe I can watch and talk at the same time. And not everything will be backwards. Maybe that'll be the plan. So stick with me while we work out our technical difficulties. Let's see if it'll turn on or if it's dead too. I wasn't planning on using it. Yep, it's on. It's working. It's charged. It's ready to go. I'll get it all set up here. There we go. There we are. Well, I got that going. Go back to the iPad. And then we're done on that. But then if I take the YouTube on the iPad, let's see if it'll let me watch it live while I talk to you. So stick with us here. Stick with us with all the fun. Let's see here. So I'm going to go to my thing there. View channel. See if it comes up right now. It says I'm live. It's playing commercials. Woo! They got the commercials playing on this one. I was going to skip that. Hey, look at that. I can watch it on the iPad. All right. So there we are. Watching it on the iPad. I got to turn the volume down so it doesn't. They got the commercials playing on this one. All right. So there we go there. And then hopefully I get the chats. Yep, I got the chats right there. So we can chat away. That'll work. Okay. Got her set up. There we go. Oh, there's the 52 in the background. It hasn't moved much, actually. Let's see. Dusty Country Garage. Classic. I know, isn't it? This technology is like... But we'll get it. Winning the name in the 52. So I haven't come up with one yet that a post. I've come up with, there's great names. And it's still getting names every single day. So that's why I haven't actually named it yet. But yes, we will come up with the name here pretty quick. And I'm going to put them out for you guys to vote on. Like Dusty. Dusty's going to vote on it. And let's see. How's it going? Rusty Metal Garage. Rusty Metal Garage going good. Been real busy. Actually, what I've been working on is, let me put a couple more screws here in it. I've been working on a few little things here. So I've been working on, ooh, it's hooked to the, there we go. Gonna unhook it. There we go. Been working on the carburetor. Look how nice it looks, huh? Does that thing look good or what? Well, the carburetor is looking mighty sharp for the 52. So I put it in that chem dip. I got it all rebuilt. I actually did a video with me rebuilding it on my little camera. And we'll see if it's going to run. I have confidence it's going to run. That's my confidence. So hopefully it does run. That's great. Let's see here. What else we got? Dusty, got a smiley face, classic. Let's go over here to this one. Let's see, Ali Shear, how are you, bro? I'm good. How are you? Let's see, Wrath, sir, how old are you? I am 57. Gonna be 58 in June. Let's see, can you give a shout out to Gangan Sing, please. All right, there's a shout out to Gangan Singa, please. There is a horse next to you. A horse? I don't see a horse. I don't know. I don't see a horse. I don't know what you're talking about. Let's see here. Let's see. Rusty Metal. Nice. Yep. Nice. So, anyways, we're just sitting here in the shop, working on the 52 and working on the carburetor. In fact, while we're sitting here chatting, I got to put a few more screws in the carburetor because that thing is to be buttoned down. Let's see. I got the floats all adjusted. I don't want to ruin my video, but it comes with this really high dollar gauge, and you know the pieces are falling out of it. The screw is, so you adjust the drop and just how high it goes. Don't get too crazy with it, but I try to be right on with that high dollar paper gauge, and then it should run good. And that is the plan. Also, don't forget to put the gasket on before you put all the float stuff on in this little power valve is what they call it. This is a Rochester carburetor, so kind of interesting. If you're wondering what it was, but yeah, it goes in like so, and it's ready to lock on down. And then don't strip the screws. So let's see, Dusty Country Garage, Donkey. I don't know.
There's a couple asses in here.
My wife says there's a couple asses in here, but because she's sitting over there making sure it goes through. She's supervising. She's watching the asses work. Let's see here, donkey. Wonky donkey. Let's see. Any other questions got going on out there about what we got going? Like I was telling Dusty there, we did a name the car challenge to get everybody, all my viewers, to give me a name, and I've had, I don't know, you have to look at that video, but I've had a ton of people that have put a name out for that car, an absolute ton. So I'm gonna have to go through them. We're gonna get probably the best 4 that we like. We're gonna go from there. Once we name it, hopefully you were the one that named it. You're gonna vote on it, the best of the 4, and then we're gonna call it that. And I'm gonna refer to it all the time as our patina car is gonna be named by our viewers on YouTube. So that's our plan. It should be a fun one, and it'll just stick with that name, and we will go from there. So if you got a name, go to that video and put the name down so we can get it, looked at. The only name that was a big hit last time on this, we did a live about a week ago, and somebody kept putting P and then Tina. Patina. Oh, there we go. Sweet Patina. Keith Hill. That was very popular on the live. I've asked a few of friends and family since then, and they don't seem to think it's as popular as it was on the live, because it was very popular on the live. Very popular. And it does fit. There's no doubt about it. So that'll probably be one of the 4 that make the list. But we will see. We will see. Other than that, we're just putting the carburetor together. See, Keith, I do work. Look at it. Well, only thing I got to put on next is this little doohickey bobber. Make sure it's right. I got the float adjusted with this high dollar paper gauge, so it's nice and adjusted. Let's see here. 1,000 subscribers without content. Is this the old hog doing?
What
Is this old hog doing? Oh, it says, what is this old hog doing? What this old hog doing is working on a 52 Chevrolet. We do projects in here all the time. In fact, I just did a video about rebuilding the 1-barrel Rochester. I hope to drop it tomorrow. I haven't edited it yet. I just did it. So hopefully I can drop it down tomorrow. And then people keep saying there's something about a donkey and a horse here and all that. I don't know what they're talking about. But anyways, let's see. Fuel injection is the best. Retrofit an ECU BEO. Carburetors burn so much fuel. Okay. I mean, I'm going to probably put a LS in this at some point, would be my guess. But I wanted to get the old school, old fashioned 219 or 216 6-cylinder running first. That was my plan, to get that bad boy a running. And that's the plan. So let's see here. Carburetor burn too much fuel. Putting an awesome, Jimmy James putting out awesome content. Thank you, Briggs Master 63. I just did a video on rebuilding this carburetor. I hope to have it out tomorrow. So I had this here. I even had my camera up on the stand. So
Eugene would like some love.
let's see here. What do we got here? Let's see. 1,000 subscribers without content. I saw some garages do ECU work to improve performance and mileage. So yeah, they do. There is definitely some, yeah, you know, it's each their own. I would tend to say I'm a carburetor guy, because that's what I grew up with. But back in the late 90s, I actually built a fuel injected truck. Kind of one of the first ones around that I saw in a swap. I swapped it into a 70 Chevy truck, and I put an LT1 in it out of a 96 Corvette. And I had a company out of Detroit, Michigan, program the computer for me. I had a Suburban bracket I put under the hood and put the Corvette computer in it. And then I put the wiring harness in it, run great. Guy I sold it to put over 100,000 miles in that truck. And I kept in touch with him after I sold it to him. I put a few thousand miles on it. I drove it for about 5,000 or 10,000. And then I bought a brand new truck and sold that. So 1,000 subscribers I saw. Okay, 1,000 subscribers. Let's see. Shouldn't you wear a mask around? Isn't it dusty in there? Nope, not dusty. Not dusty at all. Not with cement floors and the big shop. I mean, I guess there could be some dust around here, but it's not in here. Let's see. Dusty. Was that the Mini Mule? I'm not sure what Mini Mule you're referring to. Beulah, the red Mini Mule. She's outside. So a lot of people ask what we have animal-wise. We have a mini horse. We have a mini mule. The mini horse is named Pickles. The mini mule is named Beulah. The world's largest donkey is named Willard. And then there's some donkey running around named Eugene. I don't know what happened to him, but he's around here somewhere. Let's see here. Is it a one barrel? How much fuel can it use? Yeah, I can't use much. The guy said, yeah, fuel injection. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, this is a one barrel. Better start tightening that up while we're talking here. So let's get it warm. And another trick when you're tightening these things, go across on them when they start to touch. Puts more even pressure on it. They don't need to be torqued. But then once they're all kind of touching, bring them down even. It holds the gasket right. So then you just come here and get them like, snug them down a little bit more, like so. And across it, like so. And those should be snugged down just right. Shouldn't leak. There's no fuel up this high. So you don't have to wrench on it or nothing. So the fuel level's down here on the bowl. This gas is above the fuel level. But yeah, how much could it possibly, how much fuel could it possibly take? I'm not thinking much. Not much at all. So trying to give you a reference. Let's see here. Oh, I got a reference right here. How about that reference? So it's pretty small. There's your reference to how small it is. Weird, we have cold beer.
Oh, it's chilly.
We got cold beer. So we got cold beer in the house. And that's it. Basically, it's built. So where are we at on our stuff? Mike Sue, howdy. Hey, Mike, what's up? Or is it Sue? Or is it Mike and Sue? So, hey, I'm going to guess it's Mike. If it's Sue, don't tell Mike.
Might be a girl or a boy named Sue.
Might be, no, it's Sue. It's Mike's wife, Sue. So it's definitely not a boy named Sue. Not a boy named Sue. I know Sue, but Sue's not a boy. So I don't know that is Mike a boy or a girl? Gotcha. So, hi Mike, how are you? 1,000 subscribers. Can you show us components and if the carb, open the internals and explain a little bit? So I have a video coming tomorrow explaining the whole thing, but I'll pull it apart real quick. It's only 4 screws. I'd be more glad to show you on the live. Won't hurt nothing. Let me pop it apart here real fast, and I'll give you a tutorial on it, basically how it works. And I got the old parts sitting here, so it'll be even easier to show. So basically what happened, I went and fired up this car, and it started to kick over, and then fuel poured out everywhere because it had a stuck needle and seat. So basically, so the guys that don't know, for the guys that know, this is going to be kind of boring. But what it does, it has a float. Think of a toilet bowl. And the float drops down, fuel runs in or water runs in like a toilet. And then when it gets to a certain level in the toilet, it shuts off. So that's kind of the idea of it. So, I'll tear it apart here. All right, so what it does, you have a bowl. Let's start at the bowl. Fuel comes in, it goes through a needle and a seat. I have the old needle and seat right here. There's the seat right there in the little bottom. There's a little beveled edge in it. And here is the needle. And it's hooked to the float. So it goes up and down. It allows fuel to come in and out. Pretty simple, right? Also, when you're changing this needle and seat, do not forget to pull out that little tiny gasket because you happen to notice it's kind of black in color and you can't really see it. That will cause drama. Don't do it. So anyways, needle and seat. The needle and seat sit down in here underneath this level, this float. See how this thing goes up and down? That's a drop. That's the float, and it comes up and it shuts the gas off. It opens the gas up and then it comes back down and shuts it off. It's actually operating in this direction. Okay, when you're on the throttle, it's opened up, letting fuel in. When you're idling, it comes up and closes or shuts it off. Open and close, that's it. So the needle's kind of sticking in there. I can kind of see the needle in there right there. See, it's kind of a little gap there. It's not quite coming down for some reason. Anyways, I'll screw with that, but that opens and closes. Then, when you open the gas, because the fuel's in the bowl here, and when I open this throttle blade from underneath in the throttle, watch this little thing here. It goes up and down. Whoop. That is this little piece right here. So that injects fuel into the carburetor, which comes up through here and through this top blade right here. Let's see where it comes out on this one. Everyone's kind of different on these. Oh no, it comes out through here. Well, it comes out and squirts fuel into over this Venturi and it gives you fuel. That's one way. Okay, so you open it. Oh, got turned right here. Open the carburetor up. It's going to give you, it's going to squirt fuel in there. So when you're just riding down the road and you got the throttle about halfway, it's just drafting fuel and air in there. But as soon as you hit it, it squirts fuel, like so. And if it needs more fuel, they have this thing what's called the power valve. It's right here. There's a little ball and a little needle and seat up there, and it will actually pull down, up and down. I don't know if I can get it to move up and down for you, but it pulls up and down like so, and allows fuel to come through here and through this jet and into the carburetor. So that's called the power valve. So you get a squirt of fuel, and then you get the power valve, more fuel. So it has a little plunger on it, see? Hope that makes sense. By the way, your camera is off focus. My camera's off focus.
I think off center, maybe.
Oh, is it off center maybe? Is it a little turned?
I think you're good now.
Let's work on it here. There, is that better? All right, let me know if it worked. Interesting, your video is reversed, so it looks like you're turning the screwdriver backwards. Righty tighty, lefty loosey, lefty tighty. LOL. Yeah, because I was trying to use my iPad and to watch it, and I had to use this camera. Now I can see when I'm in it. Otherwise, it's kind of, yeah, it is weird. It's weird for me to look at the car the way the direction is of it and the way the garage is. Kind of messes it all up. That's very complex and delicate. Actually, it's not very complex, and it really isn't delicate. This is all cast stuff. I mean, this thing is as hard as a rock. You know, this thing just opens and closes and creates a draft. So when the vacuum comes through the engine, it pulls through here, and these little venturis here speed up the air and mix the fuel. That's basically it. It comes through a jet. The jet's the right size to make enough fuel in there, and if you need more, accelerator pump squirts it. Squirt. That's it. And if it needs even more, it draws that little vacuum down, and it takes as much fuel as it can take. A couple jets, a couple pumps, and you're done. So it's actually a lot simpler than fuel injection. It really is pretty basic. Let's see here. I ignore I posted that a few minutes earlier. Okay, cool. And then accelerator pump. Yep, that's the accelerator pump, power valve. Did I not say accelerator pump? Trying to think and do and talk at the same time. And then camera is perfect. Perfectly fine. All right. Thank you there, Briggs Master. Let's see here. What else we got happening here? Well, that's basically the carburetor. I'm going to put it back together because I don't want the pieces everywhere. And I'll come out here in an hour or two and they'll be gone. It just kind of goes back together like so. You got to be careful with this thing because the accelerator pump and you got that little hole it's got to go into. You don't want to mess up the things. I'm not gonna clamp it all the way down. I'm gonna make sure that needle and seat's moving. I'm gonna put a little juice in there to keep it lubed up so it doesn't dry and stick. But I am gonna put these screws in here, and then this cool little tag. Isn't that a cool little tag? Thought that was cool. And then, let's see here. I think that's it, really. Of course, there's already a screw missing here somewhere. Oh, well, I'll find it. It's right here on the bench somewhere. Oh, there it is. Found it. Righty, tighty, lefty, loosey. And the camera, it's tighty, righty, lefty, turny, loosey. All right, so that thing's kind of halfway back together. Let's see here. You a hobbyist or a retired mechanic? Both. So, brief history, I went right out of high school. In fact, if Mike is watching, he was on here earlier. Mike and I used to screw around with cars as kids, high school and that kind of stuff. We'd sit at Bob's house and do whatever. And I got a scholarship out of high school where they paid for all my schooling and all my stuff. And I ended up with a degree and ended up being sponsored by GM and Felpro Gaskets and come out with a job at a dealership. Or I had the option to go work in Detroit if I wanted to, which I had no interest in that. And so I ended up working at a dealership out of Red Bluff, California for almost 6 years. And the rest is history. But I still worked on my cars more than I did anything else. That's what I preferred. Working on other people's stuff is difficult, to say the very least. Especially those kind of cars. Brand new, hey, my brakes are squeaking. You put in on new brake pads, do whatever. Get them to quiet up, and then they say, oh, my radio doesn't work ever since you did my brake pads, that kind of stuff. Dealerships are a hard business. Everybody thinks they're getting ripped off when they go to the dealership, and I'll be honest with you, the dealership I worked at, that was not tolerated. They were very loyal to their customer and very loyal to their employees, and I was very grateful to work there. And they weren't ripping people off; they're paying the bills. So, and that's not every dealership. They call them stealerships, and I get it because a lot of them takes one bad apple to make them all kind of crooked. So, let's see, 1,000 subscribers. How do I get into car repairing full time? I want to tune cars, and I'm interested in auto body repairs too. So, plenty of. I was picked up out of I took it in high school. I took automotive in high school and went to a farm and an ROP, and I was into cars way before I could drive. So for me, it was really easy. My dad was a mechanic at one point, and so it kind of just went that way for me. But YO Tech, I know, is out there. There's 101 different programs. Almost every junior college around at one point has had an automotive program, and that's what you do. The other way is a lot of these body shops, they're hiring. Go talk to them. Go sweep the floors. If you sweep the floors and start working on little things here and there, and they have you sanding and buffing and cleaning and washing, that's how it starts. You don't get to be a painter and, you know, be the guy in the booth wearing the white suit and all the stuff and laying down perfect paint and all that. You get to be the guy sanding it first and cleaning it and making it perfect. That's how you kind of get into it. You just start at the bottom. And then you'll work your way through it. And if you get into a good place, you'll do it right away. Let's see. I basically love to spend time on cars, but I am in it or an IT, and cars would pay peanuts. So I don't go for the pay. It's not for the, I mean, I started this YouTube channel and I get paid on YouTube to do this stuff. And you want to know when I get paid? I can't buy peanuts, but I don't care. That's not why I did it. My goal was to get paid on YouTube. That was the goal. How much to get paid? I guess I should have made a better goal. I should have made it so it was getting paid big bucks. Nah, it's not, but that's all right. I don't care. I want to connect with all my car people, you know, and people I've known for years, you know, like Mike was just on here. Mike and Sue, I've known both them for 40 plus years. So, yeah, that's it. So it's got to be a love. It's not, I wouldn't say you're going to go into it for, you know, compared to, I don't know what IT pays. And, yeah, you're going to have to make that decision on your own on actual paying of it. I do the cars because I like them. Where are we at here? Okay. Robert Williams. Hey, what's up, Rob? What's up? We're just talking about cars and pay and all that stuff. And again, I've known Rob for 25 pro years. I first met. 50 years body man, 40 years IT. So Keith Hill's a body man. He's been on here. He comes in all of my videos. He's on here on the lives all the time. He would probably have the best answer for you how to get into the business. It's just what he does. I've been out of the pay part of the business forever. Now the part of the business I'm in is the pay part, where all these things cost me money. I'm not doing it for profit. You know, I sold that wagon. I did okay on that. But short of that, that was over 10 years of, and we're not counting my labor. If I counted my labor, I would have lost money. I spent a lot of money on buying car repair tools. LOL, need motivation to start work. So the best way to do it is just start doing it. The motivation for me is, I like them. I like every aspect of it. I really like cruising around with my friends and going to their house. Like Mike was on here a minute ago. I did a video with him and his Nova and his Chevy truck. And of all three of the cars, the Nova is really nice. His truck has been nice forever. But his El Camino, I don't want to say it's nice because it's really not that nice. But you know what? It's freaking cool. And he'll admit that to you. He'll tell you. It's just a cool car. I don't know what it is about that thing. It's got dents and scratches and the paint's not good. And it runs and he puts garbage in it and it's freaking cool. It's a cool car. I don't know how to describe that. I've seen multi-million-dollar cars sitting in the showcase doing the old turntable stuff, and they're beautiful. They're just not that cool. Mike's got an El Camino that's freaking off the chart cool. Of course, his Nova and his truck are too, but he's doing that for the love of it. And that's how you get into this. If it pays you, great. I mean, I'm making the big bucks on YouTube. I might be able to buy a cup of coffee next week. That's the other thing. Everybody thinks, oh, I'm going to get monetized on YouTube and get paid. I hope you're not doing that for a job, because I'll be honest with you, it isn't. I don't know what kind of lies everybody believes, but does it pay? I guess. I haven't got a check yet. And is it off the chart? Well, I see the number, and it ain't off the chart. And then everybody says that I know within YouTube people are getting paid. They're like, oh, you've done that in freaking 90 days. That's pretty good. I'm like, oof, oof, oof. I'm glad I don't have to eat off that because, well, let's put it this way. I am over $1 a day, but I'm under 2. So there you go. And I've been monetized for 35 days. So you can do the math. Let's see. Scared to mess one up. So that's the only way you're going to learn is messing one up. That's a fact. And YouTube, okay, I was trained on working on cars. I went to the best school you could possibly go to at the time on cars. I had a dealership job. Went to all the GM stuff in San Leandro, all their training stuff and everything. And you know what? I screwed up on cars a lot. That's just how it goes. My own personal car since I was 15 years old was working on them. And the first thing I did was buy headers for it. I thought I'd had headers on in 15 minutes. Well, I forgot. How do you get the single exhaust out of there and the muffler and the tailpipe and the rear end and all the stuff? And you got a hacksaw and a freaking chisel and a hammer and just some backyard freaking tools. You mess up a lot. Just the way it goes. So don't be afraid of it. Maybe not work on an $80,000 freaking Tundra. Let's see here. Start by changing the oil. Do you have a friend that's into cars? Have your friend come over. They love to help you. Everybody loves to tell you what to do. So let's see here. So far, changing filters, gears, bushing, air filters. I tried changing spark plugs, but my soul left me, my body, when I torque wrench got stuck inside. Yeah, you just have to work through it. I was a good 30-minute struggle. 30-minute struggle is good. I've had 3-month struggles. So believe me, 30-minute struggle ain't no thing. As you get into this and you get more into it and you do things that other people don't do, there's lots of struggles. Like putting airbags on a 56 Chevrolet wagon. There's lots of Impalas and Chevelle. All those kind of cars are down on the ground, and they don't make kits for these kind of cars. That'll be a struggle. The videos on YouTube aren't all that great. Not very good tutorials. So just keep moving forward. Don't worry about the struggle. The struggle, it's kind of like going to college. It's something you got to do. It's how you learn. So Rob Williams, challenge. All right, here we go. Here's Rob Williams' challenge. All right, you ready? It says, I would like to challenge all of my fellow subscribers to match my donation of $5 to help Jimmy James Garage get a wildfire lift. Hey! And then what I'm going to do is every little nickel I make on this channel, that's also going towards the lift. Unless the wildfire sponsors it, then even better. But that's what we're doing. That was the goal to the channel. Of course, at the rate I'm going, I'll have a lift by 2045 would be my best guess. But that's what I'm gonna do. All the funds that I use from this channel are going towards my lift. I want it right there where that car is. I want a 4-pole. I've done a lot of research on them. I worked dealership, we had lifts, but 4 posts, I can put both cars on it, change the oil. I can do the jacks that slide back and forth. I can still do most of the work, still have a little bench to rest your tools, and I can go on from there. So the 4 posts is the one I want. All the proceeds from my channel are going that way. And Rob Williams, let me read it again. Challenge. I would like to challenge my fellow subscribers to match my donation of $5 to help out Jimmy James Garage to get a wildfire lift. Woo! So right up at the top there, you can do the old donation thing. I also have an email and a P.O. box, all that stuff. So actually what would help is call them, email them. That would be another help. If you don't have, any kind of money to donate to the lift, do some groundwork and make that call. That would be awesome. I would be good with that. And like I said, this channel is going to be going to that. We're going to take everything we make proceeds-wise, and the first big tool I buy, well, the only tool I buy off the earnings of this is going towards my lift. Because I got to have a lift. I'm freaking old. My beard's turning white. What happened? I got a white beard. The other thing we're doing is working on merch. I got to have them get back to me. I gave them the final kind of what I want on our stuff. We're going to do that. I also have I have 2 products coming out. Again, we're not ready to go forward with it, and I don't want to talk too much about it until we're ready. But these are on the couple weeks to come. That's our plan. 7.3 Power Stroke. I had a 7.3 Power Stroke. Don't have one now, but I had one for a minute. Nice beard. Thank you. I'm supposed to trim it up to keep just the goatee so I have the same look every time. But I got lazy this week and didn't trim it. But thank you. Well, cars in the background. So in the car, in the background is the 52. Well, over here, kind of right, where's my finger? There it is. That's a 55 Chevy, and that is a 52 Chevrolet. You want? Let's take a look here. I'll go walk around here. Let me read some more of this. Without clean the blower and the vents, but I didn't help. Okay. Oh, I missed your question before. Sorry about that. Let's see, Briggs Master. Let me back all the way up. Briggs Master, maybe you could do better. Oh, on the fans only. And then my air conditioning is making a whistling noise. Where do I suggest trying troubleshoot it? So is it coming from the belt? Probably number one thing could be the clutch. So it could be the clutch. Depends on what you're working on. There's so many different ones, and I've been out of the new car stuff for a while. A magnetic type clutch hits some electricity, pulls it together, turns it on. Most likely the belt. It could be the tensioner. That's a very strong possibility. That just sounds like it's coming from the air conditioner. When you turn it on, puts a little more tension on it, causes it to squeak. Maybe Keith Hill would know a little bit more about that. He's got some great ideas. Let's see. I had shoe of hands on the mast. I had the shoe of hands on and mast. That's Jacob. I'm not sure what you're getting at. We need to know how to send Jimmy money. So on my website, or on my YouTube channel, my P.O. box is there. And it's 217 Cottonwood, Idaho, 83522. 217 Cottonwood, Idaho, P.O. box. And then it's on my, if you click on my channel and about, it's at the bottom. And there's a bunch of links on there. And if you have it, you can message me on Facebook. Go to my personal or my YouTube, either one, I don't care. My Facebook, I have two of them. I have a personal one and I have the Jimmy James one. You can just message me. I can send you a Venmo thing or whatever you want to do. So, cabin filter, yeah, could be. This whistling noise occurs intermittently. It is really mysterious, though. Sometimes after driving for an hour. What do you want? What's up? What's up? Talking to you, GTG. Yeah, it could be the cabin filter, too, making the noise with the, if it has dirt in it, making that whistling type noise. Somebody wanted to see what we had in the background for cars. Let me show you. Let me flip this bad boy around. All right, there's the 52. Got the windows all opened up, trying to air the bad boy out. We're just about ready to get this dude running. I have the polish worked out. I haven't done the final polish to get the shine out of it yet, but I cut the paint down, so it's pretty good. I do have the carburetor off this right now. So I got a little jumper wire there. I'm going to jump it. What I'm going to do to get it to crank over is I'm going to do a 12-volt jumper wire or a 6-volt jumper wire to the coil, and then I'm going to run 12 volts down with another cable, and then so it'll run off 6 volts off this battery, and then I have a 12-volt battery. I'm going to turn the starter over so I don't burn this thing up, but I want it to crank fast. That's the plan. And once I get the carburetor back on it, we'll get her going. I just got the finished carburetor up today. I'll probably get it on there tomorrow, the next day. I've had water issues here at the house. I was knee deep in mud yesterday, so not much YouTube got going on. The other car we have here is the 1955 Chevrolet that was my dad's, who is still with us, by the way, but this was his car. If you go to my channel, this car's featured on the one that got away. And it didn't get away, it's right here. And then this is what all this started over, this Pontiac Safari. I was going to do this one next. And this 52 come about, great deal. So this thing got put onto the side of the shop, inside, of course. We're going to strip it down and go from there. But also on all three of these cars, plus the truck that's outside, I have a poll right now. And it's, which is your favorite of the three? So that one is out here. And it is right there. And I ordered the equipment for it just a minute ago. So I went to Cold Break. And Chris over at Cold Break helped me get this thing all lined up. On the very side of it, that's going to lift open, and there's going to be taps, and there's going to be 4 taps on the side of that. And it's going to have 3 beers and then a mixed drink. We're going to put a bar out in front of it. I'm going to buff the paint. I can kind of see I started on it already, but I got a seat cover for it, and the truck runs and drives. I'll probably trailer it because it's got low gears in it, and it's just an old, rough truck. So we'll throw it on a trailer, and then we'll take it to events. I have an event in October. And then that 6.0 I pulled out for the Safari, and we're going to get a trailer over here. A big friend of mine has a big trailer. We're going to take it all to the scrapyard. So that's the next plan next week. We'll see if the plan comes together. So that's the cars. So let me get back over to what's being said, and I can answer that. Let's get those things back together again. Adjusted, right? Let's see here. Okay, so helps to know what car a guy is working with. Yep. So that would definitely help. So if we knew what car he's working with, it'd be a lot simpler. Hey Jimmy, can you loan you my John boat? I had the same problem earlier this year. LOL. Yeah. So we've had this little leak coming out of the ground where we have a lot of people don't know this. If you live in the Sacramento Valley or live in Los Angeles or San Diego or Redding or something like that, you don't have the freezes we have here in Idaho. And we have these fire hydrants, they call them hydrants, water hydrants. In fact, I have one here in the shop. But they go down like 3 feet. And then what they do is they have a 1-inch pipe around them, and then when you shut it off, all the water in that pipe drains back out and goes out a little tube. Well, there's at the bottom of it, there's just this little rubber, I don't have it here, but it's kind of like this. And it's got a little plunger in it, and it just plunges down on it with a little rubber gasket. It's kind of like a float. It holds the water from leaking out, and then it drains out the little hole. Well, apparently that thing's been leaking for a little while because it was a mud hole. So I laid down there knee deep. Now, here's what you don't think about is I have to shut the water off to do it because it's coming out of where the well is. And so I had no problem shut the well off. But then you get down there and you got mud and you got it under your arm here because you're reaching down in the hole and it's all on your side and you got mud everywhere. And then you got to go to the parts store and get a new hydrant. Where on earth do you wash the mud off? Yeah, you don't, because now you got an open hole, you got a pipe, you got the water shut off. So what you do is, here's a trick. You take your wife with you, and then she suggests, hey, let's go to lunch. And what you do is you go to the local pizza parlor, and instead of going to order, you go in and you wash up in the sink. And of course, I'm not a bad guy. So then I washed their sink before I wiped it all down because I had mud all in their sink. But it worked great. And they'll never know. So I got it all cleaned up and had lunch. And then we went and bought the hydrant, come back, and then we put it back together and all good. All good, all good, all good. So you have a PayPal yet, Jimmy? Yes, I do, Rob. I have a PayPal. Again, if you just message me on there, on my for my YouTube or my Facebook, and then I will get with you and get all that stuff to you guys. Also, I have, if you guys message me your address and you send me that, if you send me a donation for the lift, I'll send you one of my little business cards. Things made of aluminum. I had them made, and it says Jimmy James Garage on it, and it has my jimmyjamesbbq at yahoo.com. It has my personal email address. So send that to me and I'll send you guys one. Go to it and I'll send it to you. So Ashley, what's up? I saw a bunch of your videos the other day, Ashley. I looked at all your stuff and very interesting. That's an interesting story you have. And if you guys are all watching here, go to her stuff and look at it because you just won't believe what can happen in America. I feel a little isolated from that stuff here in Idaho. My nearest neighbor, and I think we have 14,000 people in our entire county, and we're the 5th largest county in the United States. So we are really spread out. So yeah, you can, and I've lived in bigger cities like most of us have, and even small rural towns. Boy, it's just rough. But glad you joined us. Today on the agenda, I was talking about the 52 and showing the carburetor I put back together. Yeah, that was just it. I haven't been on in a little bit for a live, so I threw a live together yesterday. Been digging holes around here, trying to fix water and all that kind of stuff. So you commented on Keith Jr.'s short showing my Dick Landy supercharged little red wagon. Appreciate that. Yeah, that's cool. Yep, yep. So I try to everybody that interacts with me on my channel, and if you have a channel and all that stuff, I try my very best. Do I miss people? Absolutely. Do they do it on purpose? Nope. Nope. Just because I'm old, sometimes I miss it. So, and as you're commenting, if I miss your comment on here, as I'm trying to read down all these, because I talk on a subject and I kind of come back to look at it, if I miss it, I apologize for one. For two, just put, hey, you missed my comment. What's up? And I'll be more than glad to take care of it. And if I miss it 3 times, say, hey, dum you missed it again. So, Tim Miller. Hi, everyone. Hey, Tim. Thanks for joining us. There's a bunch of good articles done. Google my name, and you can get more with my town. We have a big meeting in Pittsburgh with the scientists on the 22nd. Well, hopefully that works out well for you, Ashley. I wish you luck on that. I really do. I don't know what I could do to help, if anything. I mean, yeah, so I hope you guys figure that out and just keep grinding away on it and get it done. And I said I went down the little rabbit hole the other day on it. I was curious and yeah, very interesting. Very interesting and not necessarily a good way. So, but yeah, I do feel for you guys. And so, yeah, hopefully people in our Pittsburgh area can go to that meeting and get going on that whole little region, because it could happen to you. Let's see here. You're good at getting everyone. All right, good. I'm glad to hear that. I try not to miss. But I do miss occasionally. You know, I have, what do they call that? CRS, can't remember shit, something like that. Disease. I try to do my best, though. I try. Let's see here. I don't think I missed anything. Check out that little red wagon, that supercharged little red wagon. That thing's cool. And I appreciate all you guys on here all the time. And pretty soon we're going to have a lift right there. So we'll have the car. And I can do videos from underneath. I really want to do a video on, let me put that thing away before I wear it out. I really want to do a video on CalTrack bars. And the last thing I want to do is lay on the ground and do CalTrack bars. I just don't want to do that. Because who wants to lay in the cold cement and talk about CalTrack bars? And if you know about CalTrack bars, they're pretty good if you have a leaf spring car. They really, really work. I always, sometimes it's like Mr. Oil and some of that magic stuff, snake oil and those things, but the CalTrack bars, they work phenomenal. That 55 Chevy right behind me there is living proof of how good CalTrack bars work. That car will stick like glue. It just is solid as can be. So, yeah, once I get that, we'll get that thing on lift and we'll start taking videos. Hopefully sooner than later we can get that lift in here. And I appreciate everybody's support on that, and you know, trying to donate to it, and the phone calls. And Rob, thank you so much for heading that up. I truly appreciate that more than you can imagine. So, and then I get it, and we'll put it to use. Let's see here. Let's go here. Everyone joining right now, please see the challenge above, or better yet, Jimmy James, please keep mentioning it for me. I will, absolutely. And I will message you on Facebook, Jimmy James Garage, to get information on where to send it. Okay. And I should have probably told you that before. But again, just, you know, everybody out there, if you want to message me on Facebook or comment on one of my other videos. The weird thing about this live chat is I can't go back and look at it. I don't know how to do it. I haven't figured that out. So if you do live chats and you're watching this right now, tell me how to go back and get these live chats. A lot of times I have to take a picture of it. And that's why I usually use my iPad, which is I'm reading off of here right now. And I usually use my cell phone if I see something I want to see. That's like Ashley. Ashley has commented and talked about her Subarus, and then she kind of threw it out there. You might know who we were because who she was, which I did. It took me a minute to figure it out. Once she said it, I went and looked it up. Yep, she's kind of famous, and so I went down that little rabbit hole. But I took a picture with my phone, and then I went, okay, what was she talking about? What cities, all that, and was able to figure it out. So it would sure be nice if I could just go on my chats after this is all done and look at it. But me and technology, sometimes I'm not Napoleon Dynamite by no means, or Kip, with technology. Let's see here where we're at. We're at, I left off with Rob Williams on the challenge. So everybody wants to know about the challenge. It's the car lift, 4-pole car lift right here. I'm putting all my proceeds from my earnings on YouTube for these videos and these lives. I'm going to put it on there to buy a lift. And then he's got everybody that's watching all these challenging to donate to it. And we'll have a lift here, and it'll be awesome. And then I'm going to do a lot of undercar stuff. So then we got Keith Hill. The one barrel could get some nitrous. Yeah, there we go. We put some nitrous on that boy. Look at that big boy. Wabba, wabba. This is a nice little carburetor. And the thing about the carburetor on this, it says some cool things like, it says Rochester GM. It has this cool little tag on it. It says the Rochester GM on it. It's all cast into it. It's got, this is cast iron down here. It's kind of weird. I don't know, this is kind of a pot metal type stuff up here, but yeah, it's very well built. It's very tight, so it's not been worn out by no means. I just had a sticky, I found a bunch of crud in the needle and seat. So I've cleaned it off since then, but you can kind of see it here. You can see some of the crud on there. I probably could have just cleaned it up. A lot of times these needles wear, and this one does. Yeah, it does have a little ridge on it, so that was definitely not good either. So I don't know if it's showing up or not, but there you go. Kind of cool. Let's see here. Okay, where are we at? Let me catch up to everybody. Woody Wood, Caltrax. Do you work? I've put them on a few cars and pulled the tires on a S10 with them. Absolutely. He's right. Woody Wood is right. They work. That 55 over there, 0 and 60 foot, that car will embarrass cars. That thing runs really good with street tires. And a lot of it's because of the Caltrack bars. It hooks. It's got a great stall. It has 411 gears. It has the Mickey Thompson street tires on it, and it has the Caltrack bars, and it hooks like glue. Really, when I do the burnout box, I put the line log on, I can barely get the tires to spin. I mean, they don't want to hardly spin. Now, once they start going, they torch pretty good, but yeah, that car sticks, and the Caltrack bars really work. And I've never had to do it, but I understand if the car kind of drifts one way or another, you can put a little more preload on each side. My car seemed to work right from the gate on both of them that I've had Caltrack bars. Never had a problem doing that, but that's what they say. Let's see here. Ashley, and I'm into cars. Of course you are. I have a car hoarding problem, as I do too. In fact, here in the thing, we have one in pieces. We have one chopped up in pieces. We have another one in almost pieces. Then we have the truck out there. And then we have the 55, the 56, the 52. And then I have my Tundra, my new Tundra, not new anymore, but 2021 Tundra. And then we have the HHR. The 2011 HHR is my wife's car that just kind of sits. It's clean looking, stays real super nice. We polish it up and it just sits there. And then Ashley's into Subarus. I remember it. Let's see. Go to your videos and click the live tab. That's what I need. You mean to get my, after they're all done, you mean? Because that's when I'm having the problem when I'm all done. Let's see. Lost buddy car fell on him dead. Be careful, everyone. Yep, Tim, I hate to hear that. So I don't know if you've looked around my shop. I got jack stands everywhere. I'm freaking the scaredy cat when it comes to that. I shove more jack stands under things. That's one reason I want the lift. You know, way safer than some rickety jack in the air with stands and on your back and put it on a lift, put a pin in it, they lock. You know, especially on a good lift, no problems. On a 4-pole, again, very little problems. You know, the 2 poles, they'll tend to fall off, that kind of stuff. But that's another reason I want a 4-pole. Drive it on, I don't have to lay down, push the arms, and I don't do any major stuff anymore. I do a little bit of major stuff, like I'm gonna do an engine swap, but I still have a cherry picker. I can pull it off the lift to do it. I don't need the 2-pole. Be better for storage and that kind of stuff. So I think 4-pole's better for me. Rob put out there about the lift. So Rob Williams put out there a challenge to everybody. Read there in the comments. He's challenged everybody to $5 to put to the lift. Go to my Facebook or YouTube channel. You can find my email. You can find my regular P.O. box, all that. And then my proceeds from this channel are going to go to that lift. So where are we at here? Yeah, sorry, Tim, about your buddy. That sucks. Euro, rather watch you than a milk sock. All right, cool. Hey, and I think you're the one that just said you subscribe. Oh, I'm going to subscribe. Woo! Thank you, Euro, for subscribing. I appreciate that. That really helps me a bunch. That's what's going to go to the lift. You always meet the coolest people around cars and garages. You do. You know, I love people coming over. We sit in the garage here and have a few beers. And yeah, it's always, we've had barbecues out here in the garage. It's been fun, you know, and I enjoy car shows. They've been good to me and I enjoy them. I love seeing everybody else's stuff. They always give me great ideas to go do to mine. That's really awesome. And they're cool. Most people, car people are laid back for the most part. I try to stay away from people that aren't. Let's see here. Rob Williams, the Save Old Jimmy James Back in Knees campaign. That's a pretty good one. That's pretty good because I do need a knee replacement. I'll have to tell you the story about the knee issue someday. But yeah, I have a bad knee and some bad backs, and it happens. So that will save it. The lift will save that, all that. Let's go with, again, Euro, thank you for the thing. Definitely good man. Thank you for that subscription. I appreciate that. Ben Good Edits. Hello, Ben. Or Ben, B-E-N-N, Ben. Hello. Is that a 55 Chevy in the back? Yes, it is. That's my dad's 55 Chevy that is now mine. He wasn't looking one day, and I just drove it off. He's still with us. I always have to say that, because when I say that used to be my dad's car, people are like, oh, I'm sorry to hear about your dad. But no, he's still with us. He gave me that car. If you go to my my YouTube, I keep saying website. If you go to my YouTube channel, there's the actual video on that car about the one that got away. And then also I have a poll right now of which car do you like in Jimmy James Garage, and that's one of the cars. In fact, right now it's leading the poll. I kind of thought the Safari over there, would be leading it, but 55 is my favorite. It's cool. It's a great car. I'd like to take credit for all that car, and I didn't do anything on it except nothing. I mean, I've worked on a few of things that broke and all that, and drag raced it. But other than that, it's just a great car. Keith Hill, can we tape a propane torch on the 52 and see if it runs? I guess we could. I'd have to get the battery out and all that good stuff because I want to jump it over to 12 volts and go that direction. But I'm going to get it going because, like I said, the carburetor is right here. So within the next day or so, I'm going to fire it up. Let's see. Tim Miller. Yes, my point. He was a nice guy and built hot rods, 50s, 60s. Jimmy was 40-ish. They loved cars. Yeah, that's cool. And I'm again, so sorry to hear about your loss into that. Anytime we lose a car guy, it's a big bummer. There's no doubt about it. Let's see here. I'll make sure I stay up to power. unhooked it when I moved the camera. Let's make sure it's still working. Yep, it's still working. I turned it around so it looks right here because I can watch it on my iPad because I have my iPad here next to us. See? It's like, it goes into like a vortex of where does it end? And then I just got on and I had my laptop there. I've turned my workbench into like a little studio. So I got my laptop out here with my little SD card. I've turned it into a little studio out here because I'm building that tap truck. I got parts coming from it, and Cold Break is who I'm using for all the tap and equipment. And Chris, I don't know if he's watching or not. Hope he's watching, but a big shout out to them. I haven't got their stuff yet, so I'm not going to say 100% to the best, but they're like 99.9% right now because every step of the way, and it's refreshing. I'll be honest with you, it's super refreshing. When you call him on the phone, he's like, hey, this is Chris. How can I help you? Tell him what I wanted to do, and he gives me an answer, and it's not some salesman answer. It's well, this would be a good way to do it. This is what it is on the website. Are you near your computer? Walks you right to the spot. All this stuff is professional. There's a lot of people that you can buy taps from and jumper box or jockey box. There's a lot of guys you can buy that from. I mean, there's not a ton, but there's a lot. There's more than one. And the reason I went with him is because of his knowledge, his YouTube videos, his podcast, his website, and when I call him, he answers his phone. And then he gives me not just some salesman pitch bullshit answer. He says, I would do this, this, and this. And when you watch he has little lessons on there about why you need 50 foot of coil for it, what you think you need more to cool the beer more. He has an absolute science to all of it. And is he full of crap? Maybe. But I believe him. So that's why we went with him. And I'm really happy with it all so far. The first part of the process has been dynamite. Once I get it here, start putting it in. I mean, I'll tell you the truth. I'll tell you if it's crap or not. I don't have any problem with that. I highly doubt it. In fact, just by looking at all his stuff, not only is he more knowledgeable and does he have better stuff, the whole package is better. Everything about it. And does it. He just doesn't sell. He's not a hot tub salesman that lives in an apartment. This is what they do. I mean, he even told me about his daughter's wedding, how many taps they had going and how they did it. I mean, just a really, really good guy. And it's so hard to find those guys anymore that really are really solid. And I really appreciate that. So a big shout out to Cold Break. And hopefully I'll put one of their signs up around here and we'll keep talking highly of them because, like I said, it so far I can't ask for anything better. It wasn't cheap though. But what is it? What is cheap anymore? Yeah, Euro says definitely a good man, 100%. Hello. Let's see. Is that if it? Yep, got that. We can take, okay, propane. Let's see. Yes, my point. Again, Tim, on your point. I get it. Everybody out there, put frickin' jack stands under your car. Don't skimp out because your life ain't worth what a jack stand is. Put a jack stand, put a spare tire. There's 100 different ways to do it. On the side of the road, and you get a flat, take that tire off, lay the other tire under it first, slide it out, stand back, slide the spare tire under it. Because the rim and the tire and all that may save your life, especially in some sideways, off the side of the road stuff. Great point, Tim. Tim, great. I love that, Mr. Miller. That's we want to say we don't want any more car guys going down. Maybe there'll be some good coming out of that. One person listening to this, the car slip a little bit, maybe that'll save it, and that's all we want. So let's see. Brother had two knees done, not working out fast. One leg is unstable, first at a time. Yeah, I got to do a full replacement on my left knee. So I walk around with a pretty good limp. I need a full replacement. It's tore up. I broke the leg, broke the tibia plateau. A long story. I'm not going to really get into it, but yeah, it was, it happens. And broke my leg in the process of it. And now I walk with a limp till I get it replaced. Let's see here. Wagons rule. Who would ever own a wagon? I mean, really, why would you ever buy a wagon? Who would own a wagon? I mean, come on now. Safari wagon should get a turbo diesel. That would be badass. I don't know. I think the 6.0 would be with a turbo would be kind of cool. But yeah, yeah. And the reason Keith knows I have a wagon over there, and Keith also knows I just sold a wagon. So I've had wagons for about, I mean, I had cars my whole life, or not my whole life, but since I was like 15. But yeah, I got into wagons. I was wagon before wagon was cool. I used to go to car shows in the wagon, and people were like, "What are you doing here in a wagon?" And then it went to, "How are you going to paint that thing?" And it just kind of progressed into, "Hey, here's a Hot Dogs Nice trophy." That's how it progressed. Wagons just have done that. Yeah, wagons rule. There we go. Can't argue with that. Chris Fisher, Jimmy, what's up, Chris? Enjoyed your live the other day and keep doing it. You did great on it. I know you had some concerns about it and you were, just talk to the people. You're there. So the best advice to give you is when I'm talking to a camera, I'm actually talking to you because look, you're right there. And I can see you right there because I see what you're saying. So that's the best way to get comfortable with it. Know you're actually talking to somebody. No different than a phone call. You talk to them on a phone, you don't even think twice about it. This is no different. Except this is like a group chat. Remember we used to do group chats and you could hit the little down thing for you old people? We used to hit the button to group chat and you could talk to all your buddies about stupid shit. We did it all the time. Woody Wood, he said, Chris. Yep, so that's where we're at. So now we don't have group chats. Now we have lives on Facebook. Facebook, YouTube. Lives on YouTube. I don't know where my bride was here supervising, but she left. So I don't know where she went, but she's gone. It's just empty in here. All quiet now. I don't know. It is what it is. So is what it is. But that's the latest here in the garage today. We get the 52 done. I got company coming up. I got my oldest son coming tomorrow with the grandkids, so I'll be tied up doing that. And that is actually a good thing. They'll want to be out here. They'll want to be out with the horses, and we'll be doing that most of the day. So I don't know if I get to that carburetor, but then Sunday's pretty clear. I'll end up probably putting that carburetor back on. Hopefully, fire this thing. And then it said like 2-day delivery. I don't know how they're going to get that to me in 2 days. I doubt it. It's Friday. They're back in Michigan, so I think it's going to be a little bit more than that. But so next week we'll get the taps. I got to get that truck in here. So hopefully this car's running. I'll go to the brakes real quick so I can get it in and out of the shop, and then we'll get that truck going, and then we'll be drinking beer out of it and go from there. And that's the other reason I wanted to, on that truck. It's a big truck, so the 4-post would be real good on the lift. So if you just joined, we're doing that challenge on the lift challenge. We're calling it Saving Jimmy's Backs and Knees. Where are we at here? Keith Hill, my 61 Newport wagon, license plate is white pearl. That's pretty cool. I think is it all white pearl or was it two-toned? I can't remember. But yeah, white pearl is cool. And then Rob, did you pick a name for the 52 yet? Nope. So I was kind of waiting because I get it. I don't know if you've seen all the comments on it, Rob, but there's a lot of comments and a lot of names. So I'm going to sit down probably next week, put a list together of the 4, do a video with a poll, and then we'll get an actual name. I'm just going to pick it down to 4 because that's all the poll lets you do is four choices. So I'll narrow it down to 4, and then whatever wins. We'll go from there. And then now this is the way the shop looks normally. I have the camera backwards and I'm watching myself delayed on the iPad. So I'm kind of behind when I'm talking a little bit because I'm not looking at the camera and everything's not backwards. And see like this, they said righty tighty, lefty loosey. Look at it, I'm gonna tighten it. So it's gonna look right. Righty tighty, see how it does? Nice and righty tighty. And then we cross over. Remember, people that don't know anything about cars or carburetors, we want to keep this thing as flat as possible. I'm not going to crank it all the way down because I want to pull it apart and make sure the needle and seat look good. Yep, you just cross it across. There you go, over here. And then we're going to do the next one across. And then like so over here to this last one, and they're snugged up for now. They'll be good. Just in case I grab it, so and we're nice and tight now. So yep, that's the plan. Why is it? Oh, it's sitting on the. It was kind of wobbly when I put it down there, but it's on the rags. Kind of got a little wrinkle on it. Let's see. Did you pick a name? Nope. Rob. Yeah, I saw. I got lots of names. A lot of good ones too. Some of them are. I think the one I really like is Gertrude. I think Gertrude was funny. It looks like a Gertrude to me. Gertrude. So that's a good one. Yeah. Other than that, it's just clicking along in here. I said we got some plans tonight to go to the Woody's Bar and Grill on Fridays. We meet a very good friend of mine, very close friend of mine that I've known for 35 years. And we kind of meet halfway in between here at a place called Woody's. It's awesome. We go in there and have our little steak dinner and have our drinks and catch up and it's kind of like our date night with our brides. And it gets just a break up of the monotony. So that'll be happening here later on today. Yes, it's an old Rochester, Rob. It is all it says is Rochester GM carburetor right on the little side there. And it's the original carburetor. Oh, so let me tell you the story about that. So this car, we believe, has 10,000 miles on it. Let's see, what a coincidence. We had a cat named Gertrude when I was a kid. She was me and asshole sack of fur. LOL. That's pretty good. Where was I going with that last little subject we were talking about? Oh, yeah, so the car. We have paperwork that says 10,000 miles on it. Original paint, interior's never been touched. Gas pedals aren't worn, carpet's not worn. You can just tell it's very, very low mileage. So my youngest son's a mobile slaughterer, and he was out on a ranch right next to where this one was. This guy's a cattle guy, and that's how we found the cars through him. He was out there slaughtering, and he looked over and said, "Hey, what are you gonna do with that car?" And it'd been there for 4 or 5 years, and my son had made a couple offers on it, and they were low ball type, because he's a kid. He don't have that kind of money, and it wasn't low ball. I mean, he just wanted the car, but he didn't have the money for it. And so they didn't take it. And then so I finally asked my son, I says, "Hey, are you going to buy that car?" He goes, "I don't think so." And I go, "Give me his number. I think I want to buy it. And I think I can come up with the price we can meet." And we did. And I didn't ask him a lot of questions about it other than what the history of his family was. And it was his family the whole time. And he was at a neighbor's house doing a slaughter. And the guy's name was Tom Petty, of course. Older gentleman. He said, "Oh, I heard your dad bought that old 52. And my son's like, yeah. He's trying to get it running and this and that, and kind of telling him stuff. And he said, "Oh, I built the motor in that thing." My son's like, "I thought the motor was original." He's, "No, it was using oil or it was doing something," and pulled it out, and he went through it, put new cam in it, put new lifters in it, put new crank in it, and kind of rebuilt it. Rings, all that stuff. So it's been rebuilt. Everything okay?
Yep.
Where'd everybody go?
Oh, he was getting antsy, so
Oh, okay.
I wanted, so they're out walking.
Oh, okay. All right. So we're still live here. So my bride come back and she disappeared for a while. Let's see. Any other questions about it? So that was what's up with the car. So.
I'm gonna go warm up for a little bit.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Have fun.
All right. See you later. I think we're almost done here anyway, so we're getting towards the end of it. I've been on here for a while, so I'll end it and come on in.
Okay.
So, yep, I'm gonna wrap this thing up here pretty quick. We gotta get ready for tonight, and I've been on here for well north of an hour. And so what it was about was Rob and I have been talking, and Rob and I are old friends, and he wants to put a challenge together to everybody that's out there to get this old guy a lift for this car and these knees. And I'm going to show you, look at these things. See, these are knees, and they're old. I can still do that kind of. But anyways, for my back and my knees and my proceeds, the reason I started this channel and did all this is for, I'm going to swatch myself here. Oh yeah. Ooh, I'm old. Maybe I should buy a Diet Coke. We're going to put the proceeds to this channel, to a lift, and then everybody that donates stuff is going to go to this channel and lift. Go ahead to my YouTube channel and get all the information you need to participate in that, and donate to that, and it'll be right here, and we'll show more videos from the underside. And I got a video coming out on this carburetor. I'm going to go ahead, and that's one thing I'm going to do today is I'm going to finish editing it for this. I went through it and showed every part of it and how to rebuild it. Pretty simple. I mean, they give you directions. So that'll be coming out. Look for that in the next couple of days. And go vote. Right now we have votes for a poll for what's your favorite car in the shop here. And then there's another video on what we're going to name that car. So give me another name. You know, let's hear about the names. Like I said, I think my front runner right now is Gertrude. I like Gertrude. I know that P. Tina was a big one on here. The only hang up I have with Tina, P. Tina, or Patina, is my sister-in-law's named Tina. So if I name my whole car Tina, she's going to be like, what are you doing? So I might have to hold on that one, but it's so popular, I have to put it on there as a vote. And then, yeah, there's a lot of good ones. I'll be honest with you. There's a bunch of good ones that I really like. Gertrude was the latest one I liked. It's not necessarily the one I would choose, but I'm gonna narrow it down to 4 that I like. Put it on a poll to you guys, and then we'll get the best one. So go do all that stuff, and then we'll stick around for the next live, and I won't be just fiddling with the parts here the whole time. And I think that's it. So any quick questions I can answer before I go, and then we'll go from there. And again, let's do the lift thing. Let's get the lift going. And Rob, I appreciate all your work on it and help. And again, if you don't want to donate, that's no problem. I have no problem with that at all. But if you want to do something towards it, make a phone call to that company or shoot them an email saying, hey, this guy puts out content we like, and you know, I'll make sure and give you guys a shout out and do little videos as you ask. And because it's an interactive channel, this isn't about me, it's about the whole car community. That's the plan with this thing. So anyways, I think we're all done here on the comments, and hopefully we get to our goals and we get a lift right here and go up and down and do a bunch of work on it and have a great day and a great night with the missus. Thank you, Rob. And you guys do the same. Have a great night with you and yours. And be safe out there. Use jack stands. And hopefully we get a lift up here, and we'll save the knees. Save the back. Peace out. Bye-bye. Go to my videos, and we'll see you there. And now we got to turn this thing off. Let me unplug it real quick. Oh, you know what? We still got a few people on. Hold on. Before we run away, you guys want to see Beulah? Everybody likes Beulah. Let's take a look at Beulah. Want to see Beulah? In fact, I got a better thing. This is going to take 2 hands to do this, but we'll be able to do this. So I'm going to turn off the comments on this thing here. And then I'm going to go, let's see, I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to go here. Let me turn this around so I can kind of see what we're looking at. All right. Let me turn all this off. This is going to be fun. You guys want to see something funny? Everybody wants to see something funny. We're going to go donkey sounds. Let's get this one. I think it's the best one. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Wait till you see what the world's giantest donkey does when we do this. This is fun stuff here. So if you want to see something fun and funny, because he is a character. So we got this big giant donkey here. I don't know that he's staying. Another long story why the biggest donkey in the world is here in Idaho. But he's massive. He's supposed to be not a miniature, but a standard small donkey. There he is right there. Let me flip this around so he sees you. But he looks like a damn horse. He's supposed to be like a little donkey. His name's Willard. Let's see if he does it. Willard! Come here, Willard. Come here, Willard. There he is. Let's see if he does it again. Here they come. Here comes all the nosy rosies. All the nosy rosies. So we'll see if he does it right here. Let's see here. He did it once, but he's not doing it, but he doesn't want to perform. Let's see if we can do another one. We'll have to get him performing. Performing. What do you think, Beulah? All right, well, he's not performing. Let's see if he'll perform. Thought for sure he'd perform. He only did it once for us. Usually he does it all the time. What do you think there, Monster Donkey? Yep, he's not doing it. Oh, well. He did it once, but that was it. Usually squawks and squawks. But then there's Beulah. Yes, now, so let's see. Good evening, Jimmy. Good, what's up? What's up? And then Woody Wood, dang, that's a big donkey. Yeah, he's a big donkey. He's a giant donkey. They told us he was little. And then there's Beulah. So Beulah's a little baby mule. She's a mini mule. Let's see, Beulah. Huh, you're a good girl. So Beulah's my buddy. Beulah and I go for walks. We went for a walk yesterday and, Beulah. And then so they have this